It's fine with me.
Okay, we're using a Zoom webinar for this meeting, which allows for the public to participate in the meeting as an attendee. Attendees must register to participate. The registration link is unique to the meeting. The registration link can be found in the description of the Nantucket Government TV YouTube live feed for the meeting. People registering to be an attendee must use their names. Otherwise, you'll not be allowed to participate in the discussion. Attendees will join in listening mode. They can click the raise hand button if they wish to speak. The chair will call on those who have raised their hands in the order they were raised. Hopefully we can keep track. All questions should be directed through the chair. As a preliminary matter, this is Bruce Mandel. I'm acting as a temporary chair until the chair arrives. So permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present, can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tom Erickson.
Yes, here.
Bob Cacciare.
Here.
And Bruce Mandel. Here. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Dan? No, not Dan. Mr. Rodriguez? Can you hear us?
Hello. Here.
Thank you. And anticipated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative. I'm going to try to go down this list here. Diane Combs.
Here.
Okay. Dan Sheff.
Here.
Okay. Did I miss anyone? Oh, Linda, you're here now? Fine. I'm reading the script. Do you want me to continue or do you want to pick up? I'll continue. Good morning. This open meeting of the Madaket Advisory Board is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. The meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Madaket Advisory Board is convening a video conference via Zoom on the town website. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast could be captured by recording. All the supporting materials that have been provided to members of the committee are available on the town's website unless noted otherwise. The public's encouraged to follow along using the agenda. We're now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for the effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. Any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If the members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourselves. For items with public comment, after the members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged to speak by the chair. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call. And that concludes the required Zoom open meeting statement.
Unfortunately, that was the long version. We
Hello,
have,
Bruce.
somebody needs to mute because there's some backtrack in here that's interfering. So
I have
everybody
a question.
who
This
needs
is
to
Tom.
mute.
I have a question. I have a page with a white background with a sketch of someone with a blue shirt.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna address that in a minute. Adrian, you need to get that off the screen,
Okay,
from your screen.
Linda, I apologize for the long dissertation, but that's what Esme sent me.
I know we have shorter versions that some of us have adopted to get rid of this thing. But at
That's
some point here, we're not gonna be able to meet on Zoom, guys, because the governor's order is gonna expire.
okay.
It's going to
Um,
be extended.
It'll be extended, but not, it has to be not totally by Zoom. They can do the mixed one because we're trying to figure out what's happening next.
Oh, hybrid.
Yeah. We have some visitors here. I don't know what they are, who they are. Dan, do you want to identify yourself? You're on mute.
Is that Dan Schiff? Yes. I received an invite saying that this meeting was occurring, so I decided to sign in because I was invited.
Are you here
Don't
for any
have much.
particular one on here?
Yeah, Dan Schiff. It's the first item on
first
the
one, I see it.
agenda.
Okay, we're not there yet.
So,
I just want to identify everybody so I can put it down. I have to take the minutes.
and just a point of my last name, which was already asked. There's no C in it.
I didn't think so. Okay, is there anybody else here we don't recognize?
You recognize me.
Yep, I got that. Okay, right. You've just read the announcements. We know the members are present. We don't have a fifth member anymore. Somebody want to make a motion to adopt the agenda?
Bob will make it.
Okay, is there a second?
I can second it. Tom,
Tom seconded. All those in favor? Tom,
yes,
Bruce,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and myself, unanimous. Okay, no public comment. That's why I was looking to see who else was on. First order of new business is Dan Schiff's with no C at 22 Starbuck. Fireplace color change. Not sure what that means.
The fireplace is brick
You're
and
talking about chimney.
yeah, chimney. Sorry. And we wanted to paint it white, as several of our neighbors have done.
Scroll down,
So,
Adrian.
There's a photo of the fireplace in the submission somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I was looking to go down.
Trying to find it.
Wait a minute, who's got control of this screen?
is this a house fireplace or is this a patio fireplace?
Well, I don't know yet. We'll have to see, but who's got control of this screen?
One second, Linda. I'm gonna reload the page. It's not loading up.
All right, so Adrian, you have control of the screen, correct?
Yes.
You know what? I'm trying to find
One
out
second.
I don't see.
for Westchester.
Anybody who's not speaking needs to mute.
I don't know.
I don't find, Linda, I'm looking through the packet for 22 Starbuck and I don't see a photo here. I thought we had one, but that's for another project.
yeah, I submitted pictures
go.
of.
You know,
Yeah,
right
there
here.
you go.
all you want to do is paint it white, correct?
That's correct.
Which direction does this in outdoor part of it face? That would be highly unusual to have an outdoor one painted white.
Well, it's attached to the house, and it faces, I guess, south.
Can we go to
So
the
even it,
Adrian? Can we go to the can we go to the site plan, the GIS?
Are there any other fireplaces in the neighborhood painted white?
Not exterior underneath the porch, no.
Well, but the exterior of the chimneys on a bunch of them are painted white.
On
The
top.
opening happens to be on the inside of the house, but it's still the same look because along, you could see from the road, white chimneys.
On top of the structure. My concern is
No.
not on top of the structure, it's on the porch side underneath. That's very unusual to have a brick
No,
fireplace
but
underneath.
I'm looking out.
Linda, it's my understanding from these drawings, and they're not really well defined, that the chimney is on
on my
the
deck.
that does not face Starbuck Road. The only part of this chimney that's visible from a public way, I believe, is the portion that extends above the ridgeline. And it's kind of out of character for the Madaket neighborhood. But I just wanted to bring that out, that the only portion I can see from these drawings that would be visible would be the portion above the ridge line, which is approximately, let's see, it's hard to see, but it looks like it's about 4 feet.
It has to be 4 feet under code. Question for you, Dan. You didn't give us any pictures of any of the rest of the white ones out there, correct?
No, I did.
Okay, let's go down. Well,
Can you go to drawing A 2.2? It kind of indicates there are 2 chimneys there.
I don't see them yet. That's your chimney.
Drawing
Yeah,
A,
those are neighbors you're looking. That's a neighbor. And across the moor is the same as mine. It's not facing Starbuck Road at all.
No, and you got 4, I know
Uh,
because I did the work on the one next door. I know that there's at least 450 feet between you and the person in the back.
Yeah, there's a lot of distance. Yeah, here's one of the ones I took a picture of. I don't have the file because I left it with you guys, the
Okay.
pictures.
I mean, is anybody have any concern being on the fact that it's on the south side and literally 450 feet between it and the person on the other side of the wetlands?
well, it's visible, as I said, 4 feet of it is visible from Starbuck. And I'd like you to go to drawing, who's controlling this? Mr. Rodriguez, can you go to drawing A 2.2, please?
While we're waiting for that, Bob, do you have any
Here you go.
concerns?
I have no,
In the bottom left corner of this elevation, we see 2 chimneys. Which one is being painted white, or are they both being painted white?
We want to paint them both white just so they match.
Yeah, that has to be the case.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
Bruce, let me ask,
Only one.
all right, let me ask Bob. Bob, do you have any concerns about this?
I have no concerns about him painting it white.
Okay, being is that the portion under the porch is on the south side of the house, correct?
Correct.
Tom,
I have no concerns.
for the same reason?
Yes.
Okay. I do not either. Anything else you want to add, Bruce?
No, just that I feel it's out of character for the entire Madaket neighborhood.
Do you
I
have-
agree with Bruce's statement. Even though I'm not against it, I think it's somewhat out of character for the neighborhood.
Jesus.
And of course, it's going to require periodic maintenance as the paint peels and deteriorates.
Okay, Dan, do you know what the addresses are of those other 2?
I don't. I'd have to get them for you.
Are they on Starbuck also?
Yeah, I just took them across the circle. There's at least 2, if not 3.
Okay,
The photos that he has,
Um,
the portions of the chimney of the photos he has are not visible from a public way. because they're far enough away from the ridge line. So
I
it's,
don't think hold on a second.
Code was
I don't
different
think,
than,
I don't think Dan trespassed on their property to take those pictures. Did you? Dan?
of course not. No,
I didn't
I,
think so.
in fact, I took a picture of them from my house looking towards theirs, which shows you the distance that they would have to be. And they're the only ones that really are going to be able to see mine. Are people all the way across the
450
green
feet.
belt.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
More than that.
nobody's accusing Dan of trespassing, but as you can see from this photo, that chimney doesn't proceed, it's not above the ridge line. It's not visible from the road.
Okay.
And the
Well,
same
clearly- All right.
one is
Clearly
not.
the board is split on this. Does somebody want to make a motion that it's not of concern because it's facing, the majority of the chimneys facing south?
Bob will make it.
Okay. Is there a second? Tom, you're not on mute. You're okay.
Yeah, I can second it, but I do want to make the same comment as Bruce that even though white is all right if there's other chimneys, but I think it should be natural, but the white is okay if there's others in the neighborhood that are visible.
Okay. Okay, and Dan, when it goes, by the time, and I'm in favor of that also, roll call. Bruce?
I'm opposed.
Hold on. Okay, Bob,
Yes.
Tom?
I think it should be natural, so I'm opposed.
All right, so we just screwed that vote up again. All right, because you seconded it. All right, let me start over again.
I think you can still second a motion and vote against it.
Well, he said he was in favor of it if we put that caveat on it. Now I have to redo this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Bob made the motion. Tom, you seconded. And so when it comes to the vote, Bob's a yes. Tom is a no. Bruce is a no. And I am a yes, so I will have to craft those minutes. But I suggest, Dan, by the time it comes up at the HDC, which will be some time, I take it, Adrian, where is it on the agenda for the HDC?
Hey, let me take a quick look, Linda.
Because Dan, by the time it gets there, I would go around the neighborhood, spend some time out there, go around the neighborhood, and you must take them from the road. The HDC only has jurisdiction from Starbuck and, all the rest of those roads out there.
Right.
Go around the neighborhood, go around the, the loop, and take pictures from the road and put the addresses on them before you get to the HDC public hearing.
Okay.
The only way that's going to work, this taking it from your backyard, stuff like that, is not going to be correct because the HDC can only do it from the road.
And I guess this board would have felt better if these chimneys could be also seen from the road.
Yes. You got to prove that they can be seen from the road if you're going to use them as examples. So you're going to have to drive around out there and Tristram
Yeah,
and
no,
take
it's
pictures of them.
that's
But
not a
also, you
problem.
got to make sure you got to put the addresses on it because they won't do it with the nebulous, it's in my neighborhood thing.
Sure. Yeah, I'm certainly a novice, so I did what I thought needed to be done. I could maybe even get those pictures to you all while you're still meeting if you want to reconsider it, if I could show that you could see them from the road. Would that be helpful to
Well, we're going to move on
anyone's
the
opinion?
agenda. And then if we're still functioning here while you do that, yeah, come back.
It'll take me 10 minutes. These are really right across from me and I'm in the house. So I'll sign back on, I guess, and just wait. I'll just let you know that I'm back on and wait for my turn again.
Yeah,
If I
just let
have
us
these
know.
pictures.
Yeah, just
I-
let us know.
Okay.
Excuse me, Madam
and
Chair.
Adrian?
I just wanted to make you aware that it's close enough on the agenda to be heard on tomorrow's meeting.
Yeah, tomorrow's meeting. Okay. Dan, do your best.
So you want pictures and then the addresses, and I'll try to get those to you guys in the next few minutes.
Okay.
So if I could share my screen, maybe that'll work.
You gotta talk to
Okay.
Adrian about that.
Or maybe I could just send them into you all if someone has a way to do that. But let me go collect
Yeah,
them
Adrian.
first.
Hey, hold on a second. Adrian, do you have his email on the application?
I can pull it. I'll send you a quick email so you can send those pictures over to me.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I because I received this invite. All right, let me go take care of that. I'll be right back to you guys.
Okay, next up
Alright.
is Jay Maroney. Used to be an attorney for Steve Cohen, went back into the armed forces as an attorney when he was called up last year. So this is 29. I'm not sure Jay is here. Adrian, do you see Jay on at all?
I do not see Jay on.
Okay, he's on 29 Rhode Island and he's looking for a shed first. So if you want to pull that screen up, we'll go there.
This is Tom. I have a comment on that. When you go southwest on Rhode Island Avenue towards the ocean,
Let's not go there until we open the hearing.
Okay.
Adrian has to post it up here somewhere. No point in talking about it until it's on the screen.
Is this the old Eelskin Inn?
No,
Is that there?
Jay's been out there for a long time.
Oh, no, it's not.
Family's had it for a while.
Yeah.
All righty. Oh, boy.
may I make a comment now?
Yeah,
When you go down Rhode Island Avenue, after you cross the bridge and make a left onto Rhode Island,
Yep.
when you get down through the intersection, this house is on the right. All the houses are set back. And even though one house on the left was permitted to move it away from the ocean, it's 5 feet from the street, but this
Yep.
shed looks out of line. I believe this shed should be in line with the front of the house.
Yep. Anybody disagree with that one?
No, Bob agrees.
And on top of the fact that I think he's going to be in violation of some of his setbacks, but I see he's got setbacks written there, so I don't think it's in the right place anyway. Okay. The only other thing is, without Jay being here, is that if he moves that shed back, I think the shed should be moved closer to the house, but I think the issue is going to be is that the septic system is right behind this shed.
Oh,
Well, if the septic is right behind the shed, they could move it closer to the house and then back to the line of the front of the house.
Yeah, it's good, because I don't care if it goes straight back or goes to the left and back.
You know, it shouldn't be up to us to try to figure out where this thing goes and whether there are interferences with infrastructure. It should just be presented in a way that we could review it and approve it. I don't think it's up to this committee to try to figure out where his shed can go.
It may not be, but I think in Jay's citing of it, I think that may have what's driven it. Hang on a second.
If it cannot be put right in front of the line of the house, they should put it in the rear corner of the property.
Yeah, somewhere other than on the street.
Yes. Can I make that motion?
Hang on one second. I'm seeing if I can't get a hold of him, find out. He may be in a foreign country, if you catch my drift. Yeah, I think he's out of the country.
I've been there. Well, who's?
All right, so that's your motion, Tom.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Bob will second.
Okay, all those in favor, Tom,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
Bruce?
Linda, restate for me again the motion.
Move it away from the road, either line it up with a house or move it closer to the house and line it up with the house. But either way, it shouldn't be any farther forward than the front facade of the house.
Okay, I vote in favor of that motion.
And I'm in favor. Okay. And the next one is a deck. We can see the deck. Is it, anybody have an issue with this?
This is Tom. I have no concerns on that.
Anybody else have a problem with it?
Well, there are two decks.
Doesn't matter. Adrian, do you want to pull it up then?
It's on the screen now.
No, it's not. This is still the shed, I believe. Adrian, did you
Oh.
put up the deck one so we can see the elevations?
But they're on.
Just circled everything on both plans.
Yeah.
There we go. No, keep going. Keep going. Septic is actually in the front yard. Oh, he's got everything on the same.
No.
Go down, 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 down.
No.
He submitted 2 applications, and this is on the first one
This is still the shed.
for the shed.
The deck is up here. Where's the deck on here?
It's on a separate application form.
We know that. This is the shed. The deck, you've got it up here on top. See your little tabs on the top? You're still on the shed. Go to the very, very top where you have the tabs. That
There's,
deck, right there.
this,
That's one
No.
deck, and the
Still on-
second
no.
deck is there. There's the second deck.
All right, this is still on the shed.
I understand
The
that.
left tab, everybody stop talking, please. There's the tab for the deck. Okay, go down. He's got the wrong thing on the wrong thing. That's what I wanted you to see. The
Exactly.
shed on the deck and the deck on the shed. Okay. But we saw a brief glimpse of the deck. So Adrian, you might want to look in the files because he's got shed on the deck and deck on the shed. And we'll have to fix that.
I'll make a note of that and we'll fix
'Cause
that.
the plans are in the wrong file. All right, here's an at-grade deck. Go to the next elevation. Yep, go to the, yeah, there you go. Does anybody care about this, people? Keeps them off the ground.
I do care about it.
Saturday and Friday.
I
Linda,
take it, they're natural to weather. Everything out there is natural to weather. We can't tell because we don't have the right application with the right thing. If they're natural to weather, does anybody,
I can even ask her.
Bob,
No, I'm fine with it.
And put it on.
Tom,
I'm okay with it.
Bruce,
I'm not okay with it. The drawing should indicate dimensions and other important information for us to review this. The drawings do not have any dimensions on them relating to the decks.
okay, I'll add that. Add dimensions to the deck.
I think it should be revised and resubmitted.
I don't think so. Go up to the application. See, that's the shed. He's got the wrong drawings. Go to the other application. He's got them backwards. 17 by 17 and 38 by 10. The one on the front is 38 by 10. The one on the back is 7 by 17.
I think that's 380 square feet.
I don't know. We're back at the application again.
38 by 10.
He has a front porch deck now, or porch, and he's just expanding it. I think he's a little confused, the bluestone patio in the backyard, whatever about that.
I don't want to approve anything about a bluestone patio in a backyard if it's not shown on the plans and if it can be seen from either of the two ways. There are 2 streets involved, Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I think the application needs to be more accurate and complete.
I believe that square 17 by 17 on the, I don't know if that's north, on the rear of the house is the patio. The distinction on the application page is not going to show that up at the top where you put the dimensions. If you go down to the bottom of it, go down to the bottom of the application page. That's where he forgot. Obviously, he's doing it himself. Because down here, there is no patio denotation. What I end up doing when I do these things is I cross off walkway and put 17 by 17. So what he did is he did it up here because in the rear, it is a patio when it says deck and patios. The applications are lacking in some respects when it gets to this particular thing. So up on the top, it says decks or patio. He's got 7x17 that's in the rear. That's a bluestone patio. The front deck is the 38x10. So what he has then he expanded it here. Down at the bottom, he says natural to weather, which is what the existing deck is. So the expanding the front yard deck, and he's adding the at grade 7x17 bluestone patio in the back at grade. So if you want to go back to the GIS, which is number 3, Adrian, above that. Yep. And for some reason, the scanner does weird things with these GIS maps. It takes a lot of color out of them. There's Rhode Island. He's quite a distance away from Massachusetts on the backside of the house where the thing is going. And this is the 2014 aerial, so it doesn't actually look like that.
The house behind it is Fred Rogers.
Yeah. So is anybody, Bob, do you have any problems with it now that it's been explained?
No, I'm fine.
Tom, you still have no problems?
I have no problem.
Okay, Bruce, you still have a problem?
I'd like to see some more, I'd like to see, we're making assumptions here. These
No, we're
are. Hello? Go ahead, Linda.
We're not making any assumptions. I just explained the application page. What he isn't putting on the actual drawing is the dimensions, but the dimensions are clearly called out on the application page, which is what is signed.
And you're assuming that this bluestone patio is at grade, not steps, stairs.
It's, if you look at the side of the elevations, which are on the other one. Go to the, yeah, there you go. And go to the, I can't see it because it's being blocked by the faces here. For some reason, all my people are lined up on the right. Can you move it over to the left? Adrian, just move it over. It's down at the grade. To the right of that is where the deck is, or the patio. Go to the one above it, number 6, and move this drawing to the left. No, not up, left.
This is the entirety of the drawing.
I can't see it because all my people's faces are blocking it.
Oh,
Can you
thank
just move it to the left or make it smaller?
That
Make it smaller.
elevation,
There you go. That's where that is.
that's the south
There's nothing
elevation.
showing above grade. It's
It's
at grade.
not. Linda, it's not. That is the existing south elevation deck. And the second drawing is the proposed south elevation deck. There's no drawing of this bluestone patio on the other side of the building.
If it's at grade, there's going to be nothing showing.
It doesn't say it's at grade.
Well, then we're gonna say it's at grade because nobody's doing a raised patio because then it's gonna have to show as a deck, not a patio.
That's my point. We're
It's at
making
grade. Oh,
assumptions.
somebody, in your motion, Bob, do you want to say it's at grade?
Yes.
Fine. Then he's got no choice. Okay, Bruce, are you still opposed?
Yes.
Okay, due to lack of detail
Right.
on the drawings. Okay. Bert Johnson, 250 Madaket Road. This is where Chris used to have his fix Land Rovers, Volkswagens, that kind of stuff. That's that house, the ranch. Chris Whitty. His son lives here now. Okay, what are we doing? Addition. We might as well go up to the drawings.
Yeah.
Go up to the drawings on number 8. Go up to 8, that picture. Everybody remember where Chris Whitty had his stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there yesterday, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember it. I've been there also. I remember it very well. This is Tom.
Most of us have had our cars fixed there back in the day. All right, go to the drawings on number 10. Whoa, Okay,
So will it still roll over or no?
wow.
It's hard to read. You have to, make them scale better to be visible. If you can blow that
Okay.
right-hand corner, it would be helpful.
No, no, that doesn't help.
Right
Can you
there.
make it smaller? That way you can see the previous and the existing.
Well, I wanted to see the plan view. Very hard to read.
I'm more interested in the existing and the proposed, which has got some interesting dimensions. Wow. Okay, they do have the room.
This is Tom. I have two questions.
Yeah,
Number one, what colors the chimney it shows? And number two, those three windows just off to the right of center look a little too clustered.
that's existing.
That's existing? Okay.
See the existing down to the left? They're just changing the style. I believe there's a picture window with two flanks and they're just putting in three in the same opening.
Okay.
So they're going to 2/2s, which I don't believe the structure supports. The style of structure is generally not a 2/2, it's a 6/6 or a 6/1.
Mhm.
So I'm personally finding an issue with these 2/2s because it's not a 2/2 bungalow or a Victorian style structure. So I have an issue with that. I'm not sure where to go with this. Do you want to go down to the next page, number 11? Whoa.
Yeah, that doesn't look that bad.
It's going to be existing.
I'm not sure about this cross gable part of it at all. I think that's sort of throwing me. If you want to go back up to 10 again. I'm not in favor of a cross gable or an exposed deck to Madaket Road, because this elevation here is Madaket Road. I think there's one too many elements on here, like that little porch thing, the gable porch on the front shouldn't be there. It should be just a farmer's porch across the front. There's too many elements
All the
here.
inspectors are out.
I'm not in
field
favor
right now.
of, somebody needs to mute. I'm not in favor of the gable at all. Cross gable like that at all, with that wraparound piece below it, as opposed to a porch. I'm having a lot of problems with the, who did this? Adrian, who's the designer on this? Is this a McEachern?
Brooke.
Oh, it's
Mayberg.
Brooke. Brooke, I'm having a lot of problems with the dimension, with the cross gable. And that weird thing over the front door. I think that's one too many gables. If that wasn't there, it might not be throwing me so much. If it was just a straight porch. Brooke, are you on, hopefully?
No.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with this, the two gables. I don't think that gable should be over the front door at all. And I'm having problems with that whole thing on the left is large. And the flush dormer and the chimney. At this point, I don't care what color the chimney is. There's more issues going on. And it seems to be under fenestrated. Maybe there should be another window underneath the dormer window. Too much space between the windows. The dormer is too big, and this cross gable's got a fairly flat pitch. I can't tell what it is from here. It's an A pitch.
The windows are kind of awkwardly placed.
That's what I'm saying. It's under fenestrated, dramatically under fenestrated. There's just an awful lot of wall space. All right, Bob, what else do you have to say?
No, just I go along with what you said. The gable, that gable over the front door is got to go. That's just strange.
I agree with that also.
And the window placement just, it looks like they just threw them on there.
Yeah, well, I can just say it's under fenestrated, because if we had more windows, it might look not so massive in proportion to this.
Yeah,
What time?
under that shed gable in the front, where there's only one single window on the right, I think there should be a window on the left.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave it up to him how to fix it, but it's certainly under fenestrated here. They shouldn't be 6 light French doors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This shouldn't be 2/2s at all. And that wraparound piece, I have a problem with an exposed railing. Shouldn't it be shingled all the way across if it's gonna have one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's, looks like shingles on the sides and then the railing.
He has to stay under 20. One of the reasons why it's an 8-pitch, guys, and then he's got a flush dormer. I just remembered, he's in an area where it can't be any higher than 25 feet.
Right.
So they're trying to get second floor space into 25 feet attached to an existing structure, which is challenging. But that wraparound piece on the bottom doesn't have enough windows. They're just sort of, is that what you're talking about, Bob? Is there sort of
Yeah.
random?
They're just random.
Yeah.
There's no
You have
alignment there.
space. Piece, windows, okay. Anybody else want to add anything to this?
Should
Go
we
to
make,
go to the next,
Hi.
go to the next one. Diane, you cannot, I've already asked, you cannot comment because you're on the HDC itself.
No, I'm not commenting. I just asked you a question, whether this was the house or the cottage.
This is the house, the front house.
Okay,
Chris's house.
that's all I need to know, because the back house is being used as a car place again.
Yeah, we're on it at the building department. They know it.
Okay,
Can we make this a little bit smaller? I can't see the right side of this thing. There we go. Again, the 6 lights and the 2/2s don't work at all.
That down in the lower left corner where it looks like 2 garage doors
Mhm.
Yeah,
are just, I mean, it's awkward the way that roof comes out and then where those doors are placed.
yeah, it's weird. Remember, that's that bump out piece on top of it.
Yeah, but it's just,
The dormers are heavy, and this is what the northeast. And that was northwest on the front. There's doors. Odd. I think the dormers are too heavy again.
mhm.
Yeah,
I know they're trying to get full second floor space, and that presents a problem in its own. The rear is below this one. No, there it is. Top. Never mind. There's not too many comments on the southwest, because that's pretty much where you see the existing structure.
Mhm.
Huh.
Based on these comments, would it be appropriate to have a motion to revise and resubmit based on these comments?
We can ask for a resubmit. They have to vote to do it,
Who's they?
the HDC itself. Once we see it, they don't have to resubmit unless the HDC legally votes to send it back. That's how that's supposed to work. We can ask for it to be resubmitted, and Diane's hearing that comment. So that's as far as we can go with that. Now, I'm curious here. Can you reduce it one more time so we can see the site plan? Things are in blue all over the place here. We're dealing with the front house, are we not?
I think you're dealing with both.
No, we're not on the same application, no. I'm just wondering what is happening in the back here.
What does the red
Oh,
indicate?
blue, I guess he's doing blue as existing. Normally, it's not done this way. The blue is existing, so we're not touching anything in blue except for the front house. The red is new. And you can see how far forward that porch projects that has the
Mhm.
gable, which it shouldn't. All right, there we go. You can pretty much see that it's exactly the same length as the house, if not longer.
Yeah,
So it's big. There's no way with a ranch out there, really anywhere, you're gonna have an addition that's gonna be subordinate to the main ranch. So they're trying to get a second floor. They just had a baby, I know that. So they're trying to make this livable for a growing family. And that ranch just is, I've been in it, was not conducive to that. Tom, you've probably been in it.
Yes.
It's a ranch. That's all I can say for it. All right, so I'm gonna put all these comments into a form and ask for it to be sent back, a vote to be sent back. Is that somebody's motion?
Bob will make it.
I can second it, Tom.
Okay, all those in favor, Bob,
Aye.
Tom,
I,
Bruce,
Aye.
myself, okay. I believe we have Dan back again.
Oh, okay.
Adrian, did you get the pictures from Dan?
No, I could not find an email for Dan, but if he wants to share his screen, we can do that.
All right, don't ask me how to do that. That's technology beyond my control.
Yeah, me too. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Well, the good news from my perspective is I think I found 10 houses at least that had it. The bad news is I'm a technology moron.
all right,
So
what are the addresses?
hold on, let me just go through my pictures. But it's overwhelming and but hold on, let me just go to the pictures.
Dan, what is your
Uh,
email?
dschiff63
Yep.
at gmail.com.
Adrian, did you
Is my-
get that?
More time for me, Dan.
dschiff, SHIFF 63 at gmail.com.
On you right now.
All right, he emails you and then you email the pictures back to him and he'll put them up.
Yeah, I mean, I did it on my phone and I just don't want to hold the committee up, but I'm glad to, I mean, listen, I'll do whatever you guys want.
You can do them from your phone to him. Let me give you his email.
All right, hold on. Let me just,
Adrian, give
No.
him your email when he's ready.
Yep.
He can email them to you from his phone.
And I actually just emailed you right now.
okay. So I tried to attach it to your email that I was invited to.
No, you can't do that with that one. That's not that easy.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, what email should I send pictures to?
And the email is A Rodriguez, as you see on the screen, A Rodriguez.
Spell it
Hold
At
for him.
I don't
Spell it
see-
for him. He's on his phone.
A as in Apple, R as in Romeo, O as in
I'm
Oscar.
sorry. I apologize. Can you start again? D is in David.
No, A.
Oh, A. Sorry.
A R O
D,
D
Uh,
R I. Adrian, take it from there.
G,
G E
G U,
G-U-E.
G U E.
Is it S?
Z.
C. That's where I always mess up the S and the
A
Z.
Rodriguez. ARODRIGUEZ. Okay.
Got
G-U-E.
it.
G-U-E-Z. Yeah.
He's got it.
G-U-E-Z. Yep.
Nantucket. Nantucket hyphen. M as in Mary, A as in Apple, .gov.
.gov. Okay. A Rodriguez. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to send these. And sometimes there's duplicates. I haven't had a chance to edit it because I didn't want to miss you guys.
We don't care.
So no, I'm just trying to be respectful. Where are my kids when I need them?
Yeah, I still have a flip phone. I feel your pain.
For some reason. All right, well, let me just. How many do you need? Because I mean, I could show you more, or I could get them to you separately. I'm just
How many
trying.
do you have?
I would guess 10.
All right, send him the 10,
Okay.
or give me the addresses.
Well, I could do that the quickest. First, let me give you the addresses. Of course, the 44
Starbuck?
Starbuck. For some reason, one looks like it says 751, which it can't be, but
Yeah,
that's what's on there.
751 is one of the condo units, or however they,
But it's not. It's right next to 44. I'm not.
yes, but the frontage for it could be at the other road.
No, it's not really. But anyway, that's what it said. 751. Then there was one on 12. I think it's Columbia. I don't know. The guy's got. I'd have to look it up.
Well, Columbus, it's on that.
Columbus. Okay. Then there's 63 Madaket. I mean Starbuck.
Yep,
There's 67 Starbuck.
yep.
There's 69 Starbuck.
What'd you do, drive around real quick?
Yep.
Well, I did. You know, when they asked me to do the submission, I just took pictures from my deck. But then when you raised the question, I just said, well, let me just drive around the circle. It's a 1 mile circle and
Yep.
see how many are exposed. So then you have 5 Starbuck. There was one I couldn't get the number on. They didn't have it on their mailbox. So there's just one more. There's 12 Starbuck. There's 15 Starbuck.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be argumentative. There, in those, you could see the chimneys going from the ground all the way above the roof line
Okay.
on multiple occasions. So the statement that it's not in character for this particular street is not accurate. I didn't count how many were the other way to say what percentage of them. I didn't do that. I was only looking for what you asked me to get. Do you want me to just send you? Well, let me try to send some photos. That's just going to take longer.
No, I'm just looking at them myself.
Because we've already spoken up on this, I think it's an open item, so we can always revise our comments if we see photos.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Here's a good example. Let me just try to send this to you because it has the
What number is that?
44. I mean, there's all those that I gave you were good examples, but
What is your address, sir? What is your address?
I'm at 22.
Okay,
Hey, Rodriguez. I came up with a different one, spelled the same way though. Rodriguez.
Hey, while we're doing this, can we move on to the 51?
No,
C?
no. That's a big humongo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I want to do that. Okay, I am looking at Google Maps, and some of these don't have pictures on them on the GIS. Three. A lot of these houses I know. Yep. 63, I can see.
I mean, I promise you when you look at these, you're going to see that, but of course you need to do your diligence. Let's see.
I have to go to
63, I can see. 67, I can clearly see that. Right up the outside. You said 69. clear, huge, okay. 69, 63, 67, 69, I can see.
I mean, these are way
Clearly.
more blatantly seen from the road than mine, and they go
Yep,
they go
and you can
from
see
the
the whole
from the
chimney, here's the difference. You can see the whole damn chimney going right up the side of the building.
yeah, you can on at least a half a dozen of them.
I'm just looking at 12 Columbus. Right up the outside. Yep, all right. I think, guys, he's proven that on Starbuck, around the corner on Columbus, they're there. So does somebody want to revise their motion? And this, you can't see the whole chimney. That's the point.
Okay, Bob will revise the motion.
And it's not out of context. Is that the thing?
Yes.
Okay, but Dan, you're gonna have to go with this at the HDC also. So just get your pictures in order if it comes up. Not out of context. Is Tom, you gonna second that?
I can second that.
Okay. All right, Bob, are you in favor?
Yes.
Tom,
Yes,
Bruce?
I'm going to abstain. I haven't seen any of these pictures, nor have I seen the properties.
Okay, I just looked at him on the GIS.
I'm on the GIS now, but it's, we're doing this on the move here. We should have time to look at these things and take a ride and look.
All right.
I
well,
I
I'm in
respect
favor of it
that.
also. I'm in favor of it also, but you're gonna have to prove this out if it comes up at the HCC itself.
Well, what I plan to do is I'll just print these photographs on my
And bring them
printer.
into the office, yeah,
I'll bring them into the office
Okay.
this afternoon.
and put the addresses on
Um,
the photographs.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I will do that. And I think I have what I say, 10 or 8, whatever the number was, 12. I don't remember.
And if you
but-
got more between now and then, take them.
Well, I'm probably just going to leave it at that. It seems to me pretty clear. I mean, I could drive around all of Madaket, but I mean, these are right next to me, and they're a lot more blatant than mine is. So, or I don't know what the right word is, but thank you for allowing me to do that.
Also, Dan, the picture of your house,
Sure.
don't be in the yard. You've got to go back out onto the road
Yeah,
and take a picture of your house.
I will
Don't
do
take
that.
anything else from yard view. The
Right.
HCC has to stay in the road. So take a picture from the road looking at your house, because I know you've got foliage in front of your house. Stand in
Well,
the road and
I'll
take a
have-
picture.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you for that advice. So your office is open till what time today?
4:30.
Okay. I appreciate you allowing me to take some photos and get back into the meeting. I know you guys are busy, so I'll let you go. And I'll run these pictures by your office today.
Great. Take care.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, now we have 51 Tennessee Avenue, another total takedown and move on to something large. We probably should start with a site plan. Not this one. I guess the main house, Adrian, the main house, not this one.
Hang tight 1 second. Let me-
It's drawing number 1. Under the modify existing structure moved and rotated. There's a, not a site plan though, you're right. Oh, it's very difficult to see. That's in the upper right-hand corner of drawing 2. Sorry. That's drawing one.
Everyone see that?
All right, Brook Meerbergen is coming on now. So we'll just sort of take a look at the site plan. I didn't realize there was a lot of this size still on Tennessee. What's on there now? Some small structure. Tom, Bruce,
It is a small structure and there's 4 applications here, so it's a little choppy and difficult to follow, but I believe we're dealing with a main house, a pool, a guest house, rotating buildings, things of that nature. There's a garage now. There's a connecting roof with no plan and no dimension, but it connects 2 of the structures. There's a beautiful fireplace, out an outdoor fireplace.
Hmm.
There's a pool.
interesting. This has got to be a fairly sizable lot.
Yeah, they're building from setback to setback, basically.
Adrian, blow it up a little bit so I can see what the street frontage is. 100 feet? Yeah, 105 feet. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let's go to the house, I guess. This is the house. So let's go to number 9,
Which application are we on? There are 4 of them.
main house. And I believe Brooke is here.
When you say main house, you're talking about new dwelling, right?
Yes, the new dwelling, and Brooke is on. Brooke, you're on mute. Okay,
Good morning.
morning. So what faces, north faces the street, right?
Um,
It should.
well, okay, so there's 2, obviously there's Tennessee and there's M Street. And I have it as northwest is actually, if you scroll, it's the first page, go back. Okay, so west, yeah, okay, so west elevation is what faces Tennessee.
Okay,
And
hold on.
there's a little sub heading there underneath the word west elevation that says which way it points.
Okay.
And then south, it says facing M Street underneath that.
Okay.
And then those are the perspectives showing the building as it relates to the other structures. So the main part of the plan here, a big part of the plan is that the existing structure is not going to get demoed. We're actually going to just shift it over to another part of the lot, and it will be connected by an open covered portico to the main house.
Atypical, shall we say? Brooke, are they going to count this as a duplex if you do that?
Even
your mom
No.
out in the hot parking lot.
I would have a conversation with the building
Would
department
I?
or the planning. Just to be sure, because there's been some issues with connecting structures in the past.
Zardone, where is he?
Okay, let's go to the elevations then, facing Tennessee. You're quite a distance from Washington, so the
Yes.
Tennessee, I would think, would be the presenting structure.
Yes.
So that would be west. There we go. Okay. Bob,
Can you scroll up slightly, please?
who's talking? Bob or Bruce?
That was Bruce. I have a question on that south elevation that perhaps he could answer. Thank you.
South elevation looks more like the front. The part, the upper photo facing Tennessee looks like the rear.
Well, I'd like to ask my question. There's a dimension on the right of 24 feet, no inches. Now we come across to the ridge on the facing elevation to the left, and there's an additional elevation there. How high is that above the 24-foot roof line?
The elevation right above it, the west elevation, there's a dimension line that.
On the right,
Yeah,
25.
yeah, it's 25 feet.
The only reason we're asking is because you're in a 25-foot zone.
Yes,
Yeah,
And
and you're
you're
gonna have to do a
above,
mud sill or do something. Yeah.
well, you're above 25 feet because you're not measuring from the ground.
my
So,
thought here was that because that part of the massing was stepped back from the face of the one-story structure below that, that dimension would actually be relative to the the grade line below, immediately below it.
that's not how we're working this in Madaket.
Yeah, it is. Hang on a second.
No, it goes from the ground.
It does, but the ground at the ridge, which is behind that one-story element on the right, is what Rook is measuring it from. Where this one-story element is, the grade drops. Is that what you're saying, Brooke?
That is correct.
Okay, so if you go to, what would that elevation be?
That'll be,
West, south. Go to south, go back up down to south again.
yeah,
The grade drops on that left side of the wraparound, correct?
that is
And
correct.
measuring the ridge from the grade at the ridge is 25 feet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. As well as the right side there. You're measuring that from the grade. So the grade is not flat on this lot?
It is not, it's not a huge variation, but it's from the the dome of the dirt. It drops about 3 feet to
Towards the road.
the property lines on either end.
So long as you're not changing the grade.
No, there's a minor tweak to the grade, but you can, if you zoom into the site plan, you can see where I adjusted a topo line.
Because the height is measured from the median between changing grade and the existing grade.
Okay. Yeah. So
I
you
didn't
can
realize
see
the
where the
grade
red
changed
dashed
that much.
line.
Wow. I didn't realize there was a 3-foot rise and a drop down towards 2 foot down to the street on Tennessee and a rise up 3 feet from the back, 14 at this structure.
Yeah, it's 2 feet. It's a 2-foot change from M Street. And it's 3 and change from Tennessee.
Linda, question. I've had this discussion with the Plus Department, especially about a property on Starbuck where they're bringing fill, changing the original topographic grid line, ground lines. And I was told you can't change the elevation of the property and then qualify for the 25 feet. You've got to measure from the original topography lines.
Actually, it's not the original. It's the median between original and change.
It's the
That's where, under the code, that's where the height is taken from, 4 feet from foundation. And if the grade was changed, the height is taken from the median between existing and the end result.
So,
That's under the code.
so if it's 3 feet,
So
that 25
he's
feet.
gonna
should
have
be
to deal with
reduced
this
by a
with the
foot.
building department.
If that's 3 feet, then it should be reduced by 1.5 feet, 25 feet.
Not if where he's putting it right now, where the 25 feet is measured, is that grade changing or is it changing just to get a level playing field around other parts of this building?
Well, it's really the grade change is really more to accommodate the Tennessee Ave side of the property. But again, it's such a yeah, it doesn't really.
Brooke, to cut to the chase, it looks like most of the house is at an existing 13.
Most of the house is at an existing, 13 and a half, 14 feet.
Okay.
I don't see
So
the
we're not talking
original,
more than a foot.
where are the original contour lines? You have them.
They're the gray lines.
Gray lines? I don't see.
So there's a gray dash line.
Where's
See where it says
the,
gray?
see where the number 13 is?
I do, where's the original 13 where it
Yeah, it's
parallels or comes close to the.
It's the gray dashed
I
line.
can barely see it.
All
I
right, Bruce, stop.
Yeah.
He's trying to explain it. It's not helping here. The gray part, the gray dash line is the existing grade not changed. The red dash line is the grade that they are altering.
I understand that. It's difficult to see on an 8.5 or 11 submission.
When we're not looking at a printout, we're looking at the Zoom, which is fairly clear between red and gray. That's why I don't print these out when it talks about grade. So what are you changing? What is the red line grade changing to, Brooke?
So it's really just, in the case of the 13, it's just extending that contour towards M Street. And in the case of the 14, it's really just trying to create a slightly more level area to get into the front door. There's still going to be a slope away from the front door, which is on that northwest side.
Right, down to 12.
And then that 14 actually goes underneath the, underneath all of that and underneath the deck and the
Left side.
pool.
All right, so what are you bringing in, Phil, to get a level 14? Or are you cutting to get 14?
We really don't have to cut very much, honestly. I don't even think we're going to cut.
Okay.
The 14-foot line is, I guess we'll probably have to bring in some, but it's such an incidental shift in the contours.
Because you'll get into trouble with the 25, but it looks like some of that 25 is outside of that area anyway,
Yes,
an existing contour.
yeah, it's on
Okay.
an existing contour.
So let's get to the design of the structure now, please. Let's go back to the Tennessee side, which is the number 9, I believe. Okay. Okay.
Is this
All right,
going to have a Tennessee address or an MC address?
51 Tennessee Avenue.
yeah, it's going to maintain the frontage and the driveway access off of Tennessee.
Yes,
Okay. Because your septic's in the back anyway,
yeah.
your IA system.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, since you started, you want to keep going?
No, I'm just looking it over. Someone else can comment.
All right, Bob.
I don't know what to say about it. It's big.
Yeah,
See-
Brooke, and Brooke, be prepared for the fact that vis-a-vis Bob's comment, be prepared for the fact that they're going to say it's going stupidly. They're going to say lot line to lot line. It's
Mm,
not lot line to lot line, and Ray doesn't correct them often enough.
yeah,
And when they say that, they're actually putting the HCC in jeopardy.
right.
It's correctly going
Setback to
setback to
setback.
setback. And so you're going to have that conversation with them, and you might as well point out to them when they say again, it's going lot line to lot line, that it's actually setback to setback. And the setback here is what, Brooke? Is it 5 or 10?
I believe we've got 10 feet. The zoning information is somewhere on the site plan.
Well, make sure you got that ammunition
Yeah,
because but they're still gonna say it. And they're
Yep.
gonna say it's long for the lot. And I would suggest you take note of what else is in this section.
Yep.
But that is, it's a valid comment from Bob. Anything, what else, Bob?
Well, it just seems there's an awful lot of angles on it.
Complicated roof lines?
Yeah.
The other thing, if I may comment, Tom,
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
Let Bob go. There's been a lot of over talking. Let's go, just Bob finish.
And I'm not sure about the windows, the 2/2s.
Brooke, cottage corners,
yes,
they're appropriate.
Okay, I think that's my first pass at it.
Okay. Interesting. I just noticed something interesting. Okay, Tom, you want to go? Or are you still looking?
yeah,
Digesting?
no, I agree that with the 25-foot height and the drop off of 3 feet on each side, because it's lot line to lot line. It seems like it's a little large. With,
Tom, don't say that. It's setback to setback. I just went through that.
okay,
So you think it's long?
yes,
Okay. Do you share his concerns about the different roof planes?
yes.
Okay. Anything else at the moment on this one?
there are
Wait,
some
Bruce,
photos. of
hang on,
some
Bruce.
adjacent
Hang on,
structures.
Bruce. Hang on.
Okay,
Tom,
No,
are
I'm
you done with
all
your
set.
comments?
I'm all
Okay.
set.
All right, Bruce, now it's your turn.
Thank you. I believe that this is, and I'll use the word massive, going from setback to setback. I have a concern on the corner that is closest to M Street at 13-foot elevation, where we're not showing then what the grade is from that corner down to M Street. You've got about 10 feet of a setback. I'm guessing 10 feet. I thought it was 5, but he said 10. We're changing that elevation from 13 feet down to whatever it is at that property line on M Street in just 10 feet. And it seems like a rather steep slope along that whole area.
Go to the site plan, Adrian.
That's it.
Enlarge it. There you go.
So I'm discussing the corner closest to M Street on the left of this plan.
Northwest corner.
Yes. And that change of the topography alters the slope of that area down to M Street. And what's that going to do? I mean, I understand the HDC is not concerned about things like this elevation change, but I think that's going to be a problem for that street and for the neighbors. It's
All right.
almost like
Let's clarify that corner first off. The street is at 12 and 11 elevation. The actual M Street layout at the property line. It's 12 at the property line. It goes up a foot already to
It's at
13 and
12.
14. So by the time they're done with 13 down to 12, that's a 1 foot grade change, not a 2 or 4 foot grade change.
I
That's a
understand.
1 foot grade change. It looks worse, but it's a 1 foot grade change over 10 feet. Just be clear about the comments before I have to put them in the minutes.
I
It's a
understand
1 foot
that.
grade change over a 10 foot, a 12 foot actually, a 12 foot span.
The existing is close to 20 feet.
What?
The existing 13 contour
Yeah,
is, come back down, stop right there. Up,
right at the
right
corner.
there.
Yep.
From there, that's the contour line of 4. Well, I'm trying to read
It's
it.
14. It's
No,
14.
that's 13 now.
that is
And-
correct.
That's not correct.
Well,
It is
it currently,
correct. It is correct. That's 13 now.
Okay,
and we're going down to 12, we're now cutting that distance in half, that slope.
it's over a 20-foot span in that case, a 2-foot grade change, if it's 2 feet. Over 20 feet. That's less than an inch a foot.
It's almost handicapped accessible.
Yeah. It's almost a 1 in 20. I don't think we can put a stake in the sand on this and not look like we don't get it.
I
So
get
let's
it.
go back to the design of the structure. Can we just stay there?
Fine. It's going from setback to setback is kind of a massive approach to a design in a cottage area.
Well, Brooke, you're gonna have to put in context.
Yes, there are a whole bunch of photos at the bottom of this application, which I probably should have put at the top.
I would start out with that on your presentation at the HDC.
Absolutely.
Okay. I forgot about that one on M Street. Not my favorite structure.
Yeah.
Let's go down to the next page. Yeah, I didn't get those dormers either on the
Yeah,
8th Street
these
one.
are all pretty large and somewhat complex.
And that's 52 Tennessee across the street.
Yeah,
Yep, go to the next one.
which is charming because of its complexity.
Yeah, special. These are special.
39 is probably, I would say it's arguably the most similar to
Yeah, I would
the
lead with that.
scale and appearance
Yeah,
to what I'm proposing.
that one at 68 Washington, I've never liked. Go to 16, I believe there's another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just a big
What
box.
color's the trim? Brooke, what color's the trim on this?
I can't remember what the application says offhand. And there was another photo at the bottom.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Go down to the bottom.
Yeah, I've got cobblestone and black.
Okay, just want to make sure it's not
So
white,
it's not gonna pop,
not white.
not white.
Okay, there's one more picture at the very
I think
bottom.
there's one more reference at the bottom.
Are these,
Oh, okay, yeah, forget about that.
Let's not go there
Yep,
yet.
yeah.
you
All right,
showed
so let's
pic-
stay on the architecture. I'm
You
still
showed-
on, I'm still on the west side, guys, so let's just stay on the west so I can get rid of all the comments on the west. Okay. Bruce,
you referenced 39 Tennessee as an example of the massive face. You don't tell us it's 39 Tennessee running from setback to setback. Or is there more space on the sides of those left and right sides of those?
hold on.
It's hard for me to jump back and forth to the GIS, but
You're talking 39 Tennessee?
yes. Well, only because Brooke used it as a reference.
Okay. It's right on the setback on the southeast. It's right on the setback on the other two sides. It is set back off of Tennessee, but it is right at their setbacks on other three sides.
You're talking about 39 Tennessee.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm talking about 7 Tennessee, which is incredibly long. And that's on its northeast setback. I will tell you that, I don't know what the address of that one is, at 44. It's right on its setback on the northeast. And because it's angled and got weird things going on, it sort of broke itself up. 43. I don't know if that's Washington or Tennessee. That is right on its northeast setback. M Street. Let's see.
What do you want, the GIS?
Yep. I'm looking at some of these larger structures which are on their setbacks, especially their side setbacks, not necessarily their fronts, but most of them are on their front setbacks. Most of them are on their side yard setbacks. It's just the way it is, oddly.
I know, as you've often told me, Linda, in this area of Madaket, the toothpaste is already out of the tube and we can't put it back in, but my view is we don't have to keep squeezing the tube.
We don't, but there is context for what his argument's going to be. I just want you to face that fact.
Well,
It's crazy stuff out here.
I understand that. The HDC barely looks at our stuff anyway, so it's frustrating, but it's good to get it on the record anyway.
Yep. So all three of you agree that it may be the length of it is a concern.
Right.
And I have somewhat of
Yes, I
that same
agree also.
concern. But Bruce, are you keep going with your comments then?
No, my frustration is at a point where it's not worth it anymore. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll make my comments. I'll go back up to the first page of the elevations. Brooke, I am kind of concerned. I'm more or less concerned because it's not white. But I know you like to do the dormer overhangs. I think if you tighten up the dormer overhangs, it would look less fussy. I could have to write down my own comments now because I have to do the minutes. I'm not concerned about the 2/2s. I think the front door, Brooke, might be better off with one of those 6 lights cottage doors because the chiclets look different than the windows. I don't mind a cottage style door, but I think the 4 lights, the pane size is off. It draws your
Okay.
attention to it.
So more of an arts and crafts style.
Yeah, if you're gonna go that way, because you have cottage corners and 2/2s, I think an arts and crafts style door is better than that one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just an optical illusion, but the dormer to the left of the main mass, is that a door? Is that why the top is different height?
That is correct.
That looks odd compared to the height of the window in the same dormer.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's anything you can do about that casing.
Yeah, I can probably pop the, give it a taller casing or maybe change the height of the door.
I appreciate the fact that the top casing of the windows is up against the eave.
The freeze.
Yeah, the freeze.
Yeah, I definitely, or I could lower that window too. I mean, if the front
Well,
door.
that's gonna look weird because it's at the same height as the rest of the windows compared to the
Yeah, I'll try and hide I'll try and hide the
yeah, do
the
something
drip
with that.
cap.
Okay, and then I am kind of concerned about the complicated way the cross gable intersects with the attachment. I know you're getting a hall in there. I don't know if you can break it. You see how the roof drops down left of that? Right in that connector on the left there.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can break the attachment and still get down the hall to that room.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, that's where I'm having, I think it's the intersect where I'm having a problem with
Okay.
attachment and the extension of that dormer to the left of that window he's got his cursor on, how far off that goes. It sort of pushes the window and the door to the right in a dormer where they're not really centered in that dormer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm having trouble with that left side of that dormer. I think if that was cleaner cut towards farther towards that window, I think it would separate it from the cross gable.
Okay, yeah, so pulling the edge of that shed towards the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And anybody have any comments on the south elevation? I really don't. Yeah, and Brooke, watch where the line of the you might have to add another freeze board. Watch where the midline of those windows on the west elevation are. They're not actually in line with the freeze.
Mhm.
You know they're going to have a comment about that.
Yep, and I always have a comment about that too.
Well, get over it and add another piece of freeze board or something, a shadow line, something.
Yeah, well,
No,
we'll
they're
have
gonna
that
go there.
conversation.
They're gonna go there.
I know, but Johnny's not there.
Be prepared. South elevation, anybody have any comments?
No.
No, I'm okay with it.
Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, now we've got the north elevation, which I assume faces the neighbor.
That does.
Okay. That triple up there on the left may have an issue.
It's-
Anybody have any comments about this one? See, your midlines add up here.
Yeah,
Anybody have any comments about this side?
No.
No,
Okay, and my only concern there is the triple on the left. Burke, I think it's a snowball's chance in hell you're gonna get that triple on the left.
it is tucked way behind that's,
know.
that massing.
Faces the neighbor and it's not visible from the south either, so,
It's definitely hidden.
okay. And then we've got the east elevation, guys, which is the one that faces Washington?
Yes, but it's really doesn't face directly Washington. It sort of faces more of the neighbor's lot. So, you know, you could maybe see it at the southeast corner of Washington Street, but there's going to be the guest cottage.
What about from M Street?
Not at all.
Okay, the only reason I'm saying that is I would get rid of the barn board just for jolly's sake.
It's all hidden.
I know, I'm not a fan of adding barn board to anything that doesn't have that quality to it.
All right.
So I don't like the barn board. And I know I'm not supposed to say I don't like, but I'm not a fan of it.
You don't feel it's appropriate for the
Not
context.
appropriate for the style of the house, especially on the second floor. I know
Could I
you
put it on the first
stylistic
next to
stuff
those?
here. Stylistic stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any comments on the east elevation?
No.
Not seeing any at the moment. Okay, so,
I'm not seeing any.
all right, so the concerns here,
Is the
the
equipment
length.
to be visible from this elevation? You say it's tucked in under the deck.
what is,
Pool equipment?
We're not there.
Yes.
we're not there. We're not talking about pool equipment on this one.
I want to know where it is.
I know, we
under the
will when
deck.
we get to the pool application. So on this one, it's the length. In my little comments, is there anything else on this structure besides the length? Bob,
No.
Tom,
No,
Bruce?
No, I've made my comments. I'm concerned about the overall height relative to the changes of the contours, but you're assuring me that's not an issue.
Well, no, I'll put those concerns in there under your concerns, but I want to
I-
get the consensus was the length and then my little freebie comments.
yes, this is Tom. I think you should, I agree with Bruce on that comment.
I will, I'll put those comments in there. Okay, so we're on to the guest house, I guess.
That's the garage.
That's a garage. Well, we might as well stay there, Adrian. Just stay there.
So before we look at this, I would like to, I think I included drawings of what is there now.
Yeah, at the bottom. No, I don't see anything
Um,
else at the bottom. I think that's on the demo move plan.
Okay, well, can we look at that before we look at this?
Okay, go to the
Just-
demo move plan, Adrian, if we can.
Or the photos, the photos work. I
Okay.
just want you guys to see that there's a little bit of,
Yeah, you got
it's
the
a little bit
softbox-
funky.
yeah, you got the
And-
softbox hang and the lean-to thing, which you carried over to the main
Yep,
house.
and that's all. I just wanted to communicate that, that the new structure would echo, some of the quirkiness of this building.
Okay, and that's the existing. I'm just gonna go existing garage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to move it off or you want to demolish it?
Well, it's a demo move.
How old is this thing?
It's pretty new. I mean, there's 2x12 beams and 2x4 studs on the inside that are new. They're still blonde.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. I may
Yeah.
be able to tell you how old this is. Be prepared for that answer though, when you demolish or move something.
Yeah. And Adrian, can you go to the photo above? Thanks.
Oh, it's in the same location as the new one. Is that
Pretty
the-
much. I pulled it out of the setback.
got it.
though,
Yeah, it was in the front yard setback.
And the side.
All right, the main house is 19, or whatever that is, 1970.
Yeah.
Now, Brooke, what are you doing with the existing house?
The existing house is getting moved on site and repurposed. It's,
The only reason
it's,
I'm asking that is because on the agenda, I got demo and move garage. Oh, you're gonna move this as the guest house. I got it.
yeah,
Okay,
they like it. They really like the quirkiness.
all right, 1975, I believe, is the garage. Okay, let me go back down to the Zoom. Okay, so anybody have any question about moving the structure? Demo move?
No, fine with me.
Okay, who's that? Bob?
Bob,
Okay,
Yeah,
Tom,
this is Tom, I'm fine with it.
Bruce?
I'm looking, I have 4 applications here in front of me.
Bruce, we are on the demo of the move of the garage right now, so we can see what the old garage looked like before we look at the new garage. That's all we're on. We're on demo move of the existing garage.
I don't see that application.
It's the first one in the list.
Excuse me?
It's the first one on the agenda. On this grouping.
You're talking about existing structure moved and rotated?
No, this is move or demo of the existing garage, which is on the street in the setback. It is on the agenda as number 5 on the agenda, but the first one of this grouping.
I got you. Okay, go
Do you
ahead.
have a concern with moving or demoing the garage?
No.
Okay. Somebody want to make that motion?
Bob will make it.
I can second it. Tom,
All right, so Bob made it and Tom was second. All those in favor, Bob,
Aye.
Tom,
aye.
Bruce.
Okay,
All right, and I'm in favor. Okay, so that's out of there. Now we'll look at the new garage going in it's roughly the same location, but out of the setback,
Correct.
which is 20 feet. So, Brooke, do the garage doors of the existing face the street now?
Yes, the existing garage doors face the street. I mean, this is pretty much the identical orientation. It's just a slightly larger structure
Same orientation. Face
with a
street.
little more usable storage space in the garage. Currently, you can't really have a,
Second floor.
well, you can't really have a car or a truck in there.
Okay.
You could probably have like a little sports car in there or, you know, a Jeepster or something, but
Or your little electric car.
yeah. But it's currently a pretty low ceiling in there.
All right, anybody have any concern with this?
No, Bob.
Okay, Tom,
No,
Bruce?
no.
Okay, somebody want to make that motion?
Bob will make it.
Okay, and
I
Tom,
can
you
second it.
second? Okay, second. Okay, all in favor, Bob,
Aye.
Tom,
aye.
Bruce,
Okay,
myself. Okay. Takes off 2 of the easier ones. Okay, so we've done the new garage. We've done the demo of that. We've done the main dwelling. So we might as well go to the guest house. Move or modify. All right, so this is taking the existing house and moving it, right, Brooke?
That is correct.
So the existing house becomes the guest house
Correct.
and you're moving it back on the lot.
Yeah.
Find the main
Adrian,
house.
would you just go through one by one the photos, just so everybody knows what they're looking
We'll
at?
go to the site plan first, Brooke.
Okay,
So they have a concept, which is up further.
all right, to the right.
And it's always a good idea, Brooke, to actually put the site plan on a different page so they can get it larger, easier.
Yeah,
All right, so it's where the new house is now, is moving backwards and rotating.
Yes, the black lines are the existing structure.
So it's actually not moving too far.
Well, it's just rotating away.
Yeah, because it's not in that orientation.
Yeah. I think the garage actually had the outline of the location, the existing location. I thought this page had that.
That's what I'm saying. If there was a separate page. it'd
Well,
be
you
a-
can see the locus. I blew up the locus to the right,
Yep, I see it down there.
and the larger structure is what's
Oh, it's
existing.
it's rotating. It's rotating counterclockwise.
Yeah, it's shifting southeast and rotating against 59 or whatever that is, 53.
So it is farther back. Okay. All right, so let's go to the design.
You want to look at the photos maybe before?
Yeah, go to the photos, I guess. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh. Ah. Yeah, that is one large cantilever deck. Or beyond.
Yeah, it's actually
beyond-
posts, but yes, it's a pretty big
Okay, look at
structure.
that beam underneath it.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, so you're right.
Wow, and that's more than 8 feet off the wall.
Sure is.
Wow. Okay. Needs a
It's,
little
it's a
assistance.
little bit cottage. It's cottage Nantucket or cottage Madaket.
Yeah, I suppose we're going to 2/2s on this also.
Well, actually, no, we're gonna keep everything as is.
All right, well, you understand that they like the two structures to match. Be prepared for that.
I am prepared.
Okay.
And
So
in
let's see, go
fact,
down the pages, go down to pages. Yep. Okay.
oh, I did. I made them to match. How about that?
Oh, see, I thought you would, because you don't usually do
There it is,
that.
Linda. There it is.
Way ahead of you.
You know it better than I do.
All right, so the south elevation on the top matches the first elevation on the bottom left.
Yeah.
Okay. And the right top one matches the lower right, I believe. No, no.
East is well, the east is the old south.
All right, so you're changing the roof line.
Yeah, and Adrian, you got your cursor on the wrong building. Okay, there's east. Now go
Yep.
to the second one from the left.
Yep, straight down.
There you
Nope.
go. That's the elevation that's changing.
And you're fixing that lovely deck.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ah,
So then the next one, the lower right north elevation is the next one over. Go to the right, Adrian, with the cursor. Yep.
Yep, and that's the north, the new north.
Okay, and then the other two are right on top of each other.
Yep,
And you're fixing that lovely little 4-pitch.
yep.
Okay, all right. Does anybody have any comments about this one? Bob?
No, it's pretty straightforward, and he's getting rid of that great big deck.
Oh, yeah. It's, yeah. How much longer is it getting, Brooke? Maybe 10 feet?
It's really, I'm not even sure it's getting longer. It might be 2 feet.
Okay. Tom,
No, I don't have any problem.
Bruce?
Based upon what I'm looking at with the garage, the new building, and then rotating the existing, I don't even think you're going to be able to see the existing from Tennessee.
Probably the right, that upper right-hand piece, that piece. Beyond the garage, maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to,
Not-
it'd be an oblique view.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have any comments on this one?
No. Nope.
Okay, I don't either, but I want to get to a feature that we haven't really grappled with. Brooke, do we have a drawing of that connector on any of these elevations?
Yes, back on the first plan. And actually, it might even be on the, no, it's not, okay. On the main house plan,
Is that
there's a
connector,
away view.
is
All right,
that
let me just stay
connector,
here for a second. Let me stay here for a second on the first page. Go back
Yeah.
to the first page.
I think drawing 4 shows a plan view.
Yeah, go on 9. Brooke, somewhere along the line, you need to give them a cutaway of just that piece between the two.
Well,
walls.
there's a cutaway on every single.
Yeah, but
one.
it doesn't connect all the way through. It's half of it on here, half of it on there. Somewhere, give them a reduced of just that one element with the vertical walls of the two houses where it connects.
Yeah,
So they
it
can see the
shows
whole
it.
thing at one time.
It shows it on these sections. As soon as as Adrian's computer resolves,
Yeah, it
Is
was
the connector open or closed?
it's open.
has to be open, otherwise we got a problem.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, yeah.
It's
'cause
it's all open. It's very simple.
It's at grade at the deck is at grade.
Yes, deck is at grade. And there's, yeah, in fact, the whole building is, the main house is on a mud sill. And so that it's just basically one step up to a deck. The idea being to make it as de minimis as possible.
If I had any trouble with this from M Street, it would be the connector.
All right, so if,
You know, it's
Adrian, could you go
atypical.
to 9?
I think he's trying to get back in.
Yeah, so there you go. So there it is, all laid out as you would see it from M Street on the bottom.
Okay. I think if I had any issue with this, it would be sort of expanding the massing of the front structure with the back structure with an attachment. I've seen them out in Warren's Landing quite frequently, actually, lately. And that would be my only concern, would be that one connector. So I'm not going to make any comments about it. That's going to have to be an HDC thing for me.
Okay.
Anybody else want to comment on it, or?
No.
Are we just talking about the connector now?
Yeah, just the connector for the moment, because it's on this application as
Yeah,
well. And I-
my comment that I wrote down here was that it kind of makes those two buildings almost seem like one long building, which to me is very massive.
Right,
And I
that was
understand.
that's my concern about that, is that it does sort of lend itself to combining the two masses. On the house itself, we don't have any concern on the guest house, but I think are we all concerned about the connector, guys?
Yes.
Yes,
I mean, the
Tom.
length
Okay.
is really something, I mean, it's huge.
All right, so I'm gonna just put down a separate comment
this-
Brooke, about the connector and leave it off the guest house.
And I'll withhold my comment on the pool, even though it's part of
We're
this.
not there
okay.
yet. No comments on the pool.
I understand that. I was
I
just.
don't want to hear it on this because I have to take the minutes on this and then conversations on this. I don't want to do it. So we're done with this one for now. So if we want to go to the pool, we'll go to the hardscape.
So we're not looking at the fireplace or the other things that are relating
That's
to the.
part of the hardscape, is it not, Brooke?
It should be, yes.
Yes, so let's go to the hardscape. And you got to keep in mind that thing is under a roof at the moment, and that thing is maybe 50, 70 feet away from M Street. So I just
Yeah,
want,
it's way back, and if the connector got approved, I think that you would never notice that that's even there.
Is this a natural brick chimney?
I am showing it as cobble, but it could be brick. I mean, I'm not, you know,
It's
I'm
not
not,
not painted white.
it's definitely not painted.
no, we've been there already today.
Yeah.
All right, this is not the pool.
That's not the pool, but that's the pool.
Okay,
And this is a pretty, you know, it's an 8x18 structure, and I'm not going to say it's a spa because it's not. It's a pool, but it is, you know, primarily for exercise. You know, to actually go swimming in it with the continual laps.
Brooke, how
it'll
big
be-
is this lot?
What?
How big is this lot?
I don't know. I think there, the information is on that site plan to the right. Keep going, and then zoom into the lower right corner.
That's why I think you should put in when it's complicated, you should put in a separate site plan.
Yeah, so it's the
VR.
lot is 33,167.
That's a big lot.
It's huge.
for Madaket, for that side of Madaket Road, that's a big lot.
Yeah. All right. So Adrian, would you zoom out, please?
You're still gonna need a special permit for that pool.
I'm already through.
Was that the one that I'm fixing?
Maybe. I think it actually is just waiting for signatures, so.
All right.
So this pool is recessed into the deck. It's up.
Oh, stop there. This whole area, is that a raised deck?
It's 8 inches off the ground, but it's not like a 2 foot out of the ground deck. It's pretty much at, 8 inches off of the
All right, now,
grade.
Brooke, is that deck involved with this pool, or is that deck involved with one of the two structures we just
It's
talked about?
part of the connection.
Okay, which is why we wanted to sort of separate the connection out, because the deck wasn't really called out.
The deck
Like
is
this
part of,
size?
the deck is part of this application.
Okay, so it's not coming off of though it's attached to the houses, it's not part of the houses.
Yeah, I figured there would be discussion.
But that the connector is part of both structures.
That is true. So
Okay,
you're,
so that's why I just want to be clear about that. So, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have to explain that at the HTC, because we didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's part of this one. Natural to weather, I take it.
natural to weather. Again,
take it
Is
from
there,
mahogany.
is there a fence and planting around this?
It's it'll be an auto cover and there will be planting. My clients would like to keep the perimeter all natural vegetation. Like I don't think they're going to go with the privet or the cedars or any of that. I think that they really want to keep it kind of rough.
So natural native vegetation.
Yep.
Now go back to the left again where we're looking at it, because you can see where the street view is, where there's the a fence or something.
Oh,
What's
okay.
the-
So what I have there is just a bench with a natural to weather skirt on it.
Go
to
up.
help
We got to go to the
obstruct-
elevation. Go to the left and down. There you go. What is that?
It's like a built-in bench with a natural skirt to help obscure that any kind of pool activity from the street.
Is it a shingled rail?
Well, I have it as vertical board,
I think
cedar
a shingled
natural to
rail is
weather.
probably, shingled rail is probably more appropriate because you got cottage corners and everything else.
Sure.
And that's kind of prevalent out there,
Yeah.
as opposed to the vertical board, which actually draws your attention to it. Okay. All right. What you should do also is show a vegetation plan
Okay.
on something.
Yeah,
Is there anything-
I'll bring in a vegetation.
Yeah, you got to bring in a vegetation plan and pictures from M Street. I think that's your critical mass.
Yeah.
Because saying it is one thing, showing the vegetation from M Street existing in that 10-foot buffer zone,
Yeah.
and then getting a vegetation plan, because having done some of these myself out there, you're going to need a vegetation plan. And I had to give them a whole plot plan with vegetation shown on it and all this, and the picture of the plants and all this other crap when I did one over on Starbuck. Okay, Bob, you have any comments other than those?
No, fine with me.
Okay, and Tom?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, and Bruce?
Can you, Brooke, show me on one of these drawings where the pool equipment is located?
Yes, that's right.
It will be under the deck. I mean, that's the plan right now. Wherever it is, it's not going to be visible.
No,
They're gonna ask, so have a plan that you can get to it, have a lift up on the deck. I did one in Madaket like that, way over on Sheep
Okay.
Pond, where it was under the deck and they had a big lift up.
So where, I'm not understanding where it be. This deck is not that high off the ground, is it?
Correct.
So
No, they
where,
put a cavern, they put a vault, literally a vault,
Yeah, you drop a
Under the deck.
concrete basin underneath
and they
and
put the pool equipment underneath it. I put them all in cabana, you don't have a cabana, but I put them all in cabana basements. But this would be a vault built under the deck with a lift up top
Yep,
and a portion of the deck.
So it's not going to be on the edge of the deck or that faces M Street. It's going to be further toward the center of the deck in order to accommodate the size. of the-
yeah, I mean, it really could be anywhere, you're just not gonna see it.
Yeah, it's going to be embedded in the ground under the deck.
Okay, and of course, the only other comment I have is I understand that the automatic covers remove the obligation to put on a 4-foot high fence. But I just want to let you know that we've had an awful lot of critters in these pools in Madaket where the owners just don't cover the deck at night or when they're not using it. It's open all the time. We've had deer in them. We've had other animals in them. And it's a unfortunate, happening here.
I don't care if you put a squirrel in one. I've had it with the squirrels in my yard.
My neighbor's not available, sorry.
All right. That's the unfortunate thing I've recorded in the building code when they changed it a couple of years ago, where you don't have to have a fence. It's because they are attractive nuisances and nobody ever puts the pool cover on at night or when they're not in it. It's just a practical matter. They don't. But under the pool code, you don't have to have a fence.
Brooke, is this pool going to be lighted at night under the water or above the water?
You know what, I would ask that you would make an explicit recommendation to have either downlights or no lights. Because I can't,
Here's the problem, guys. Under code,
we need to have something.
you have to have a light in the pool. But the issue with the pools these days is nobody's doing these aquamarine colored pools. They're using pebble techs, which are grays, tans, whatever. But if you have an active pool, you have to have light in that pool. But the exterior lights, I don't want to get into exterior lights because that's going to be another problem over at the ZBA. Let the ZBA deal with the light issue. They've been dealing with it all along, much to our chagrin. But all lights can be low lights, down lights, or no. What we can say is no landscape lights related to the pool. Does that work for you guys? That's where the problems are occurring, is all these fluffy little lights around the pool.
So they should be in-pool lights.
In-pool light, we stay away from. That's a building code. And then the ZBA is getting outraged. We're getting outraged by the ZBA trying to take control of your existing exterior wall lights. They have to be downlit anyway under the dark skies. What these pools are getting into trouble is when they put all these little fluffy lights around the pool, not in the pool, not on the wall, around. So they're landscape lights. So what the comment we can make that's in our jurisdiction is no exterior ground lighting relating to this pool. Does that work? We get there, we can go there.
Yeah.
When you say a light in the pool, are you talking about an underwater light?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to put down no exterior ground lights related to the pool use.
Okay,
Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
yeah,
Brooke, you catch the drift when you get.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
And I think it was already dealt with by the ZBA on this one.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
they have their own set of rules that they're probably as restrictive, if not more.
So we have jurisdiction over the fluffy landscape lighting.
Yeah. And me personally, I'm not a fan of anything, any kind of uplights.
Yeah, everybody's
Just-
uplighting their trees
It
now.
looks,
and they're
like,
uplighting their-
it tends to look like a mall from off island.
Yeah, looks stupid. Okay, so we're all in favor of that, Bob,
Yes.
Tom,
yeah.
Bruce,
Yes.
myself is yes. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Brooke.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, did you guys want to talk about 250 Madaket?
250 Madaket, I'll go back and tell you what we said.
It's all right. You can send it to me later. Don't waste anybody's time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we said about it.
Yep.
Okay,
you,
so we
guys.
want to make a motion to adjourn.
Bob makes it.
Okay, Tom, you second.
Second it, sure.
Okay, all in favor, Bob,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes,
Bruce,
Yes.
and myself. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Done.
Have a
you.
good day.
Thanks, Adrian.
Welcome. Thank you, everyone.
See you next time.